All right, guys, welcome. What is up? Got a mic check. Mic check is good. Going to do a little bit of analysis on the market today. Check out some juicy levels, see what we got going, see what's going on for the week in Bitcoin, the week in NVIDIA, NQ, ES. We're going to look at everything. We're going to look at the news, everything we got. And so let's dive right in. So, first off, just kind of want to get a look at NVIDIA. So we're going to zoom on out here to the daily and just get a little, you know what? We might actually start up. Nah. Let me see if I have some files here. So we're going to make a file for all these high time frame levels. Boom, boom, boom. If you guys aren't utilizing your trading view, you're probably missing out. All right, so there we got our high time frame levels. We've got our fixed range. Let's do a little bit of volume here. Bam. We've got a little bit of a supply demand. And so, all right, so NVIDIA, right? And we're going to look at NVIDIA on the higher time scale, right? So I can see here that, right, from an Elliott wave perspective, right, this looks like a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Big retrace. This is actually A, B, C, D, E, and then up to the upside. And now we are experiencing a little bit of a flat correction, right? We're going to take a look at this and see what we can make sense of this. So I did anchor a VWAP from this low right here. I really like this low, right? This extreme low, because these levels act like magnets. So we want to go here and we kind of want to analyze this, find some support, right? So we could do this different ways, right? We could take a fixed range volume here to the bottom. Not really much confluence there. And we can say, bam, here to this consolidation. Not really much there. All right, so let's get rid of that. Let's do a little Fibonacci work. Let's go from this low, boom, to this high. And that looks pretty promising. So we do see this anchored VWAP coming up here, which could provide a little bit of a trade if we sweep these lows, right? We come on down here, fake out, and this fake out will find support here. So I really do like NVIDIA at 164 as this keeps on making its way up there. So that is just a kind of a high time frame analysis on NVIDIA. And really that would make for, because up here we're going to see this resistance, 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 resistance. And then we kind of broke through and we've never really came back and tested this little supply demand zone. You have to remember that in trading, in anything, it's really an auction. So people are like, oh, how does support resistance work? It really doesn't matter how it works. What matters is that you pick something that does work. And as you can see here, a big resistance zone is typically going to come back and be tested as support, because the auction always wants to make sure that it has good value at a previous zone, right? So we're going to pull some fixed range volumes here and just look at this previous, right, where we broke out to right before we broke out. If we got a value area high there, not really. Not really. We could take all this price action. I'm not really in love with it, but we do have a little bit of a, so we won't spend much time here if NVIDIA gets back into this zone, right? Sweep, find support, take out the liquidity there. I'd be looking for an SFP there. All right, so basically what I'm going to do is I have an alert set on that anchored VWAP. And I'll just keep in mind there that there is that liquidity sweep. And I might just set a little horizontal right here and just say, give myself a message to watch for the SFP fake out. So that's good for NVIDIA. Let's go on over and check out old Bitcoin. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. So Bitcoin, right? We're going to get rid of some of this stuff so you guys can. And as you can see here, what I do is I have these and I just kind of drag these up into these groups, right? And then I don't have to have it muddying my charts. I like stuff nice and organized. Shout out to Daniel. I really got this method from him. Just the way that stuff is organized, right? So as always, we are going to start with the high time frame analysis. We're going to go to the weekly. Double click here and let's get a weekly analysis. Let's bring in our levels. So as you can see here, today we did come and tap this weekly. Now, this was a trade that I was in, and if you watch a video two videos back, I told you guys that I was long here and I was planning on taking profit at this weekly. Well, what happened was I ended up getting out of this trade because I was busy. It's the holidays. I'm doing a lot of shopping. And so I was long. I set a stop loss and I set a 100% take profit for that level here. And that trade actually closed itself out, right? I did a video just a minute ago publicly on these trades, so I'm not worried about showing them. But this was that trade. It was a 30% win, but it was 1% of my account. So that was good because I did do some revenge trading before that. So this weekly level is now tapped. So we're going to get rid of that weekly level. And we're going to see here. So we don't have any more weeklies. The next ripe weekly we have is down here at 78,000. You know, and it's like, I'm big on symmetry. And with the market, you know, it might come down here and find support and sweep this low. Yeah. Or we could come down here and sweep all these lows and hit this monthly and then have a nice bounce. That's two trades that I'm looking at in the near future. Let's come here to the daily. So we had some previous dailies here that all got tapped. This daily got tapped. That daily got tapped. Now this daily is gone. So we can get this out of here. And now we do have a daily open right here. Oh, actually, on another screen, I'm going to juice up ATAS. And so no more real dailies. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. No more dailies. No more dailies, no more monthlies, no more weeklies for the high time frame horizontals. And now we're going to update some values on volume. So as you can see here, I'm going to come here, I'm going to put up a local range, and it's just taking out this whole consolidation before these single prints. Now, as you can see, we have lost the value area on the bigger range. We have lost the value area on the smaller range. So this is bearish, right? This is bearish in a sense that we're at the lows, but even though we're at the lows, we're only looking for longs. You don't want a short down here. You want a long down here, but you want a long when the price action proves itself to you. So these values are updated. We're going to look at some global ranges to see a bigger sense of where bigger support and resistance is. So as you can see here, FTX low, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we're in some kind of corrective structure, right? Corrective structure does follow a format, right? One thing that I'm learning is that the Elliott wave structure, you know, you can't really marry it, right? So, but you're looking for this impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction, right? So if we have here, if this is some kind of zigzag correction, right? We're looking for that ABC, for that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if that's the case, and we're having some kind of flat corrective measure here, then we're either going to start another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or we are still in a corrective phase. So it's good to learn Elliott waves just for the simple fact that you always want to look at the price and go, are we correcting or are we impulsing? Or are we are we set for an impulse or are we set to recorrect here? Elliott waves can be complex, but you're really just knowing, am I impulsing or am I correcting? Is the corrective phase over, right? Impulse waves has a 5-wave structure, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And corrective waves have a 3-wave structure, 1, 2, 3. And usually they correct the whole of the 5-wave structure. I know that can get complicating, but I'll tell you, you can get it. Just take some time. So we're going to look at our global range here. And we can see that we really get thick down here around like 66, 70, right? Previous supply demand area, which is right here, right? These tops, right? We can see here a little bit of a supply demand area. We might come and peekaboo into this area. And if we do, we always want to look at these values here because basically what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at time, right? We spent a lot of time here and we spent a lot of volume here. So if price does come back here, we would expect it to spend some more time there. Because historically, the bigger trader is looking for spots where he can really unload, set up a big trade. These levels where it's really thin right here, not going to spend a lot of time in there. So we can expect to drop right through those levels. So continuing on, just a bigger term outlook there, right? You can see here, it gets kind of thick right there with this point of control right there. Might do a little bit from this consolidation right here. Add that in. And we do have a point of control down here, $67,000, right? Which is where price can go. I'm not saying price is going to $67,000. I'm just prepared for it if it does. All right, so those are our range values. And now we are going to look at some local price action on ATAS. Thank you, Daniel, for this template. I love this template. All right, let's look at some daily naked point of controls. Nothing. Everything is tapped. 92,375 is the nearest to the upside, and 82,000 is the nearest to the downside. I think I have these values already on my chart. Let's go here and look at some weekly levels. Weekly NPOC down here at 77,250. Naked weekly point of controls or naked daily point of controls or any naked point of control is a highly reactive area because we can assume that there are some people who have not been tested. Price has not come back. Half the people get it wrong, half the people get it right. Usually the people who get it wrong are praying to the gods to get back to their zero so they can get out, which causes the adverse effect than what they want, which is why typically people get out of a trade and then it bounces in the direction that they originally thought. Patience is key in trading. All right, no new weeklies, no new monthlies. Let's get an idea of local price action. And let's see what we got here. All right, so locally, we're just going to take a look at it. We're concerned with the highs and the lows. So first of all, do we see any divergences with the CVD and price action? Is anything not making sense? So we can see here we got a low, we got a low, we got a higher low, and we got a lower low. That is a bullish CVD divergence. Everybody is selling, strong selling, but the price isn't going down. You can see open interest is going up with negative delta. So everyone is shorting. Those shorts got squeezed. The minute we started coming up, you could see that open interest drop out. The open interest dropping out pushed out those shorts. They have to buy their way out of those shorts, which caused price to go up. And then we came down. We again made a lower low here, which ultimately, I mean, we did have that spike up. No real open interest drops, but I'm guessing here that the whales got involved and just ripped price to the upside, tapped that weekly, and then that was it. So we can see here open interest up here at the lows with mixed bag, negative delta, positive delta. And locally, what do we have here? No divergences. We can see some open interest increases with some people longing. CVD is going along. So this I would classify as very, very, very neutral price action. nothing really on the market that's saying, nothing, the market ain't really snitching on itself in this. So we're going to go here and get an idea of some profile types. So right here, we can see we do have some unfinished lows. You can see here, boxy, very boxy, very boxy, right? We're opening up inside previous day's values. So this could be a ranging day. We do have some finished business to the upside. So what that's telling me is if we do go up, we have to go up higher than this wick because we have to find some liquidity, right? I do see this naked point of control at 92,000. Seeing some single prints here around the 86,000 previous day levels. Nothing really super big. So what is my bias? My bias is everything is very, very neutral right now. So we're going to come here to the 30-minute and let's add it all together. First off, we're going to look at our local range. Bam. We're going to drag this value here. And we're going to bring in our high time frame levels. Bingo. And bring in some MPOCs. We're going to get rid of these MPOCs because these got tapped today. Look at that naked weekly point of control right on top of that weekly level. Oof, that would have been a good short. I did not take that short. I was in a long and I just wasn't at my computer. So we've cleared out the resistance. And here's what I'm saying. So as you can see here, we've got a naked daily point of control and a daily resistance level right up here around $92,000. So flat out, next short is, I'll look for the scalp short here at the daily and the naked daily. Right there. See, here was a previous thing, right? So I had this area for a short. I didn't take the short. I wasn't a long, so I did nail the long. It would have been a beautiful short, but now that short's done. So the next area I'll be looking for a short for is right here. The thing about that is that if we get up there, you can see we have the point of control of this range. So if we manage to get up there, right, and we tap that, now we look and we're just going to have support right there at the point of control. So this is kind of an iffy trade. I wouldn't set a limit order at this trade, right? I would probably I might not even set a limit order up here at 96,000. But this 96,000 is a little bit of a stronger level. And if I zoom out a little bit, you'll see why. So if I come up here, I've just got that entire range point of control right there. I'm going to get some of this stuff out of here so you can see it, right? Oh, bring up that range right there. So if we did get up there, I would expect a little bit of resistance at that point of control, possibly come down here, test the value area low, or find some other levels. And then that's when we could really start this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Other than that, I'm looking for a sweep of these lows, a sweep of this low. But I'll tell you that price action is really kind of funny right now. These aren't difficult. It's not easy right now. The market's not giving away anything right now. Let's do some Fibonacci work. Get rid of everything and just go here to the hourly and let's look at some pivots. Right? So we'll go high to low. We'll go range high to local low. Come on. And then we'll see if anything's lining up in there. No MPOCs. We do have that point of control right inside a golden pocket. This is at that 91,000. And then, so possibly what could happen is right. So if we came up here, which is unlikely, I would want to see this exact same price action. And I would use this point of control as my reference. So I'm looking for a reversal pattern in here, in this area, but I am very aware that this could just flip and turn this point of control into support and come on up. Definitely a possibility. Other than that, looking for this range point of control for a reversal pattern, right? Maybe we come on up, we tap it, a little bit of a back test on bearish divergences, and then come on down for the bigger low. Let's look here a little bit on the corrective structure of this. Come out here to the 4-hour. See, one thing I love about Bitcoin is it follows the technicals so well. I mean, just look at this. It's just beautiful how everything is following just on a perfect fib, right? If we take this high to this low to this high, I mean, we found support right here at the 618. And right there, the 1-to-1 extension is just the current point of control. Just the way that Bitcoin just sticks to the technicals is just amazing. So here's where I'm at with it, plain and simple. I'm waiting. I'm really just waiting, right? I'd like to see a fake out of these lows. If not, I am aware that, there is a big consolidation right here. There's some big support here at 72,000, and that would give a nice sweep. And this is something you should always be thinking about when you're trading Bitcoin. If you have some kind of confluence, make sure that it is, well, not make sure, but it's such a better trade when you have some confluence and some support right underneath an SFP, like where you can sweep some levels, take out some trades. Because you got to think, if you come up here and you have this low and then this low, and then, there's liquidity down there. If you have support that's sitting right beneath liquidity, that is the best place for that SFP reclaim. I mean, it's the best it's the best probability trade. Because what's going to happen is the price is going to come down there, it's going to wick, and it's going to come right up, and then you have everything you need for the trade. You have your invalidation, right? You have your target. You could probably target like an intraday VWAP or something, take a little bit of profit, and then just let the rest of the trade run. So one of the biggest things that I could tell you, and one of the biggest things that I'm learning is let your plan play out. Stop panicking and getting out early. Stop fiddle fucking with your trades. Let the trade play out. Just let it play out. So right now, nothing's really coming out at me. Just want to drop here and do a little bit of review, and we'll keep this up. We'll get on the market tomorrow. Let's finally just go over the news. We do know that we do have some news. So today was FOMC. Tomorrow, CPI year over year and unemployment claims coming in at 7:30 in the morning, a little bit before New York opens. So tomorrow could be some volatility. What am I thinking for tomorrow? All right. So if I come here, I mean, we did sweep this to the upside. We've got a value area high there. I would be looking at this 92,000 area for a nice little scalp. If not, really all I see is more downside, right? I see some scattered support. All right. If we can get above this value area high with a nice reclaim, I would definitely say if we had some strength, at least up, take a long up to this point of control, and then look for the reversal around this resistance here, right? And I mean, it's like looking for a reversal anywhere in this area. Yeah, it's going to be a difficult day of trading. We'll see how it goes. I'm not in a rush to get into a trade. I'm not in a rush to put any money out there. I've had a good week, and I want to keep it that way. And with that, I am going to wrap up this video, and I'll see you guys next time.